Did you get out your natal chart? If not, pause and go get it. Mars retrograde is a cosmic invitation to pause, reflect, calibrate our actions, desires, and motivations. So, when Mars, the planet of energy, drive, and assertion, stations retrograde, it's outward. Action oriented energy turns inward. Our usual momentum is stalling. We're on a hard pause. Tomorrow, Mars goes retrograde, and this is a cosmic invitation to pause, reflect, and recalibrate our actions, desires, and motivations. When Mars, the planet of energy, drive, and assertion, stations retrograde, it's outward. Action oriented energy turns inward. This often feels like our usual momentum is stalled or we have a hard pause, but it's actually an opportunity to reassess our goals and approaches and to figure out how it is we actually deal with our anger or how we assert ourselves. So get out your natal chart. Mars is going to start retrograde in the sign of Leo. So in your chart, where does Leo at 6 degrees start? This house is the house where Mars is starting its retrograde, but it's very possible that as it goes into the sign of Cancer, it goes into a completely different house. This is why your natal chart is so important. Mars retrograde in the first house. This is personal. Mars retrograde in the first house puts a spotlight on your identity, your self-expression, and the way you assert yourself. You might feel less confident in taking bold actions or asserting your needs. So instead of pushing forward, focus on understanding what truly motivates you and how to align your actions with your authentic self. So, an example would be if you've been rushing to achieve a personal goal, this retrograde might slow things down so that you can reassess whether it aligns with your deeper desires or not. The second house. So, the second house deals with money, possessions, self worth. And Mars retrograde here asks you to evaluate how you earn, spend, and value both material and tangible resources. Financial delays or shifts in your values could prompt you to rethink your relationships with your relationship to abundance. An example would be you might revisit old budgeting habits or reconsider what success really means to you. Third house. Third house. The third house is the house of communication, learning, and local connections. They could feel scrambled. No, let's start over. Third house. Communication, learning, and local communications could feel a little scattered. You might feel frustrated with how you're expressing yourself or experience delays in projects involving writing or learning. So use this time to refine your communication style and reconnect with your immediate environment or community. An example would be that it's a great time to rewrite that blog post or mend fences with siblings or literally mend a fence between you and your neighbor. Fourth house. So Mars retrograde in this house of home, family, stirs the pot of your domestic life. Old family dynamics or issues around your living situation may resurface. This is a chance to resolve lingering tensions and create a more peaceful foundation. An example would be if you've been putting off home repairs or emotional healing, now is the time to address them with care. Fifth house, creativity, romance, self-expression. It might feel stifled or out of sync. Mars retrograde here encourages you to reconnect to joy and play, but on your own terms. It's less about seeking external validation and more about rediscovering what truly lights you up. So an example would be if a creative project has stalled, revisit it with fresh eyes instead of scraping it all together. So an example would be if a creative project has stalled, revisit it with fresh eyes instead of scrapping it all together. Sixth house, your daily routines, your health, and your work take spotlight now. You might feel like your productivity has slowed or that your efforts at work are underappreciated. This retrograde invites you to reevaluate how you structure your day. And let's just wipe that since I have so many errors. Sixth house, daily routines, health, and work take a spotlight. You might feel like your productivity has slowed or that your efforts at work are underappreciated. This retrograde invites you to reevaluate how you structure your day and care for your own personal well-being. An example, experiment with a new self-care practice or reassess a job that's draining your energy. Do you really like it? Seventh house. Relationships and partnerships are under review. Mars retrograde here can surface old conflicts or unresolved issues in one-on-one dynamics. So use this time to address patterns in how you assert yourself in relationships. Instead of pushing for immediate resolution, focus on learning and understanding your partner's perspective. Eighth house. Mars retrograde in the house of transformation, shared resources, and intimacy can be intense. No joke. You may feel drawn to reflect on themes of trust, vulnerability, and power dynamics, financial entanglements, or unresolved emotional wounds. They all may surface right now. It's a good time to explore what's been hidden in the shadows of your psyche and bring it to light. It won't feel good, but it really needs to happen. 9. Travel, higher education, belief systems, they may feel slowed or challenged. Mars retrograde here asks you to question what you truly believe and whether your actions align with your values. It's less about exploration and more about integration. Instead of planning an impulsive trip, delve into a book or a philosophy that expands your perspective. Dive deep. 10th. Your career and public image may feel like they're on pause. Mars retrograde in the 10th house invites you to reassess your long-term goals and how you're going about achieving them. 10th house. Your career and public image may feel like they're on pause. Mars retrograde in the 10th house invites you to reassess your long-term goals and how you're going about achieving them. It's a time to refine rather than push forward. Reflect on whether your current career path aligns with your soul's purpose. 10th house. Friendships, community, long-term dreams are all under review. Mars retrograde here might stir up old tensions within groups or make you question your future. 10th house. Friendships, community, and long-term dreams are under review. Mars retrograde here might stir up old tension within groups or make you question your future vision. Reevaluate your role in your social circle and whether they're supporting your growth or not. Collaborations might feel challenging now, but use this opportunity to focus on shared goals. And finally, the 12th house, the subconscious, spiritual growth, and any hidden aspects of life come into focus. Mars retrograde in the 12th house is a time for deep inner work and rest. You may feel more introspected and drawn to explore your inner motivations and fears. So journaling, meditation, any sort of alternative therapy, dream work, hypnosis can help you navigate the inner terrain Mars stirs up within you. So remember how to navigate Mars retrograde. Reflect, don't react, be patient, honor the energy. Mars retrograde is a gift in disguise, even if it doesn't always feel like it. By working with the energy consciously, you'll emerge stronger, clear, and more aligned with your true purpose. If you like my content, click and follow.